Nico, welcome to Afternoon Express. How are you? You look suave.
So thank you so much. I thought I'd dress up. It's a Friday. It's the weekend. Always, what ends well? What did they say? What ends well?
All is well in love and war.
All's well that ends well. That's how it works. So we're ending well on a very dapper note on a Friday. You're also looking super beautiful today.
Thank you.
It's a great way to end a week. Welcome to the show.
Absolutely. And today we celebrate some exciting young female South African entrepreneurs. Joining us is a young woman by the name of Joyce Lamani, who began her career in the sports management field and now has started her own luxury lifestyle concierge company. We'll unpack her story later on.
How cool to celebrate entrepreneurship on the show, one of my favorite things. Plus, we're sitting down with former teacher Nondumiso Pigashe, who is tackling the wine industry head on. She started her own label called Sesfigile Wines, and she's made waves in the traditionally male-dominated business that some would obviously dictate it to be.
Absolutely. It must be a cutthroat industry, though, I mean, from all angles. So head over to our social media and join the conversation. Today we're asking, do you think men are given preference when it comes to developing and encouraging entrepreneurial skills? I'll tell you what my answer is. It's definitely yes. So share your thoughts with us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. Indeed. What do you think, Danilo?
I would agree with you, because I definitely think that there is a huge emphasis on trying to move towards equality when it comes to gender.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be voting for that. Absolutely true. If you voted on our poll, perhaps I could be reading your results later on. Now, it's also the weekend. Musicians could also be considered entrepreneurs of sorts. So you'll have to find out members, obviously find particular members. You have to look after the band's finances, find paying gigs, and you have to manage bands like it's a business. That's the way that the world of music works. So our first guests are doing just that. Urban Village were founded by guitarist Lerato Sechaba in 2014 and is made up of 4 young self-taught musicians who fuse everything from folk rock and funk to the traditional sounds of South Africa.
King of Gwensencha Baggy. Who sees?
So we started off on a musical note on Afternoon Express today. Gentlemen, welcome to the Loft.
Yeah, good to be here.
What an incredible sound.
Yeah, we've been listening to you sound checking, and it's quite an eclectic sound that you have, and you're influenced by many different genres. There's Maskandi, Skatamia, and obviously a very quite a spiritually transcendent energy going on there. How did you arrive at the space?
It's merely expressing how we feel as people in general, you know, looking beyond creed and color and culture, you know. It's just unifying each and every emotion together from each and every individual around, you know. Yeah. Plants included.
Music is not only meant to be about sort of beats and sounds. It's about, I guess, moving people, trying to really create an experience. Is that kind of what the plan behind this music is to turn it away from just, you know, notes on a page to something that people can really be moved by?
Yeah, it's more upliftment, you know, and it is an open subject still, but it's music that's supposed to, you know, motivate, really.
Absolutely.
To add to that, I'd say that it's also a dialogue between, you know, us artists and me and the nation as a wide, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we were mentioning earlier, and you said a few important things that we never all think about. We always think it's just about the music, which it is, but also keeping a band together, running the band financials, the admin, marketing your band, and traveling, all kinds of things, and making sure that you get along and that you stay together. What are those dynamics like?
I mean, you mentioned very important dynamics. I mean, having a band is like having a family.
Yeah.
Really, there's different characters to everything, you know, and there's very melancholic people, you know, very collective. So there's feuds as well, I mean, you know, and but we make it work nonetheless because we understand the journey, like we understand the path that we're supposed to be taking and where we're going, where we're taking this thing, and. Coming back to running it as a business, it's another form of dialogue as in itself, really, you know, because every village is actually self-managed. So it means that every time someone speaks to us, he speaks to us directly. And there's no kind of like someone in the middle trying to make sure that you are taken care of hotels, you know, so yeah.
I love that.
Well, why not though? It's so sorry. Yeah. But why not that approach? Why the approach of come to me directly versus somebody else handling the admin and trusting them to handle the admin so that you can focus on the artistry?
Well, kind of where we are now, we actually would love someone to handle the work, but no one has come forward, so we cannot leave it vacant. You know, so we actually fill ourselves in.
Yeah, like this. So it's like, don't stop the music. The music must continue until that process moves forward. You mentioned journey and unifying, the unifying nature. You guys mentioned quite a lot of spirituality in your music. There's a lot of the universe and kind of, you know, speaking about oneness, I guess, in the music, bringing in folk, tradition. How, because I'm intrigued to know that every single one of you in the group have got that same sense. How did you all meet? Because you were all session musos beforehand. How did you choose each other? Did you find each other?
No, at some point in life we grew up together. We used to play music with Lerato. We used to collect a lot of vinyls actually. So yeah, you know, we've always kept that contact, and you know, I've always known Kolani from primary school, and only to meet Dubatsi just now through this journey. Yes.
So how do you coordinate your outfits? Do you...
Is he the fashion designer?
I was like, no, not me, it's not me.
No, actually, like we work with a couple of designers. Whenever we have a show, we always, you know, there's always a theme, and we always try and come up with something different, a different way of doing things. And it sort of gives us just, you know, that being uniform, you know, and it sort of looks nice and clean when we're on stage. And it's always nice to try out local brands and see how we can, I mean, we design, we come up with the designs, and then, that's, you know, awesome. The guys actually put the stuff together, and it's...
It's awesome. I want to explore the themes of the music you guys are producing. So the song we played before we got into our interview has got a lot of meaning and purpose behind it. Tell us about that particular song, and then the songs moving forward. What are some of the themes that you bring in? What are some of the folk stories, the messages, you know, all of the what do you call it, those things that your parents always used to teach you? You know, like the proverbs and things that come through. What are they?
Look, basically, as we grew up, we are from different households, and you know, we had different upbringings of different backgrounds of upbringing. So, merely in our music is merely a teaching of finding a mutual ground where we can start afresh, especially as young people of South Africa, to say, look, we have moved on with the modern times and, you know, stuff like that. But like, what do we do to preserve ourselves, and culture, but culture not as you are Zulu, you are white, you are black, but culture as a people, as a whole. So yeah, it's very vast and
well, explore those for us. Yeah, explore some of those themes.
Okay, we do look into traditional spiritual healing. We do look into Christianity beliefs. Some people, they say they are open-minded about, they are like, what do they call them? Free-spirited people. So basically...
It's everything.
Yeah.
There's those channeling energies, people into stones, and this is all up in here. Like, it's not something making up. All up in here, we can just kind of like decrypt and decipher who everyone is, but we still unify it. Right, because our differences don't mean that we must always be against each other, right? We can actually still meet up and say, I like what you're doing there. I mean, you can take people around the world and say, here's music played, and they could be from different wherever, but music is actually in notes and not in any color. No, sure.
Is there any particular aspect of the people that you perform for that are particularly drawn to your music? Who do you find is most attracted to your music?
We've got a huge, vast audience. We've got a very huge, vast, because that's what the most surprising thing about, even to us, to say like how possible can you touch many, you know, people like that, you know, at a go, even in one venue. Sometimes it's scary.
But then that's hard to keep a crowd happy when you don't really, like, you got so many different people dancing to your music. Like one minute you're playing the song and everyone's like loving it, and then they all leave the dance when a whole new crowd arrive. So your live performance is coming up. You know, what do you bring to the stage? What do you guys like live?
Synergy. Like, we bring a lot of synergy, we bring a lot of energy.
Honesty in music, in what we do.
You guys are very zen. I mean, you just completely chilled out. I can totally see you playing in Musenberg just on a Sunday afternoon. Do you find like that's the energy that kind of is always permeating you?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You guys describe it as a chant almost. It's almost like a chant that you want people to feel as they're listening to your music.
Because it's very awkward. Everyone's got a village in them, right? I don't care where you're from. There's a village in your bloodline. right? So we as the urban village are just the type of people to say, remember where you're from, right? But remember where you are as well. That's why it's called the urban village. It's almost like we're looking back to say, this is where it used to be, and this is where you're taking it as well. And using a lot of gadgets and a lot of modern tech, which makes it also timeless, right? So we don't get stuck in a zone, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Gives us
Love
space
it.
to
So if you've had a hard week, I guess these guys are going to chill us out later.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just couldn't get a word in with you.
You must stop talking so much. We need to go to an ad break. Jeez.
Yeah.
Gosh, man.
Stay tuned till the end of the show when Urban Village performs live. But after the break, we sit down with Joyce Lamani, a young lifestyle entrepreneur who left a career in sports to enter the world of luxury lifestyle management. We'll be right back.
A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. So good to have you with us this afternoon. I hope you got your phones out, that you're tweeting us, Facebooking, and all of those good things. As you'll know, over the last 2 weeks, we've been running a really cool competition through our Facebook page, where one lucky viewer stands a chance of winning this amazing LG washer-dryer combo. Deirdre Lindemann is one of those ladies who entered the competition. Deirdre, welcome to Afternoon Express. How are you?
Fine, thank you, and you?
I'm doing very good, thank you. So where are you from?
I'm from Harties.
Awesome. Hartbeespoort. Lekker. Now listen, tell me something. You had to go and comment on one of your favorite features of the washing machine. What was your favorite feature?
I love the energy efficiency of the machine.
Nice. So you're quite a conscious woman.
Try to be.
Love it. Awesome. Well, you know, it's a Friday and obviously the weekend is coming up. I know it's quite hard work. We're getting towards January. January was behind us. Would you care to win this washing machine?
Ooh, I'd love to.
I have to think about it, you know, like maybe just be convinced. Deirdre, you're a winner. Congratulations!
Oh my word, thank you.
You thought you were just one of our entrants for the competition, but you are our winner today. Congratulations. Enjoy your LG washing machine. Save the planet one step at a time.
Oh my word, thank you so very much.
It's an absolute pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thanks for being part of the Afternoon Express family. We love you, all right?
Thanks so much, Camilla.
Alrighty, it's an absolute pleasure. That's Deirdre Lindemann, our winner today for our LG washing machine. Now, from prizes back to entrepreneurship.
Wow, congratulations. That's definitely a lovely machine to win. Now, we're focusing on South African women in entrepreneurship today who have taken a full 180 and ended up in industries they never thought they would. Joining us now is Joyce Lamani, who runs her own business called VIP South Africa, a lifestyle management company that offers bespoke concierge services. Welcome to The Loft.
Thank you for having me, Bonnie. I'm
absolutely.
so glad to be here. I'm a little bit nervous, but because I'm always behind the scenes and the spotlight is not something I'm not used to, but I'm glad I'm here.
Well, I think you're going to have to get used to it, but you'll be fine. We always meet at some of the most, the fanciest events. I mean, you are one of the most well-connected people I know. But you didn't always you weren't always operating in this space. You started out studying sports management.
I studied sports management. In fact, in high school, I was quite the athlete.
Yeah.
And I played on a provincial level. And I then pursued it to carry further, and I studied sports management, and I graduated. And after having graduated, it was so hard for me to find space in the industry. So then I got presented with an opportunity to start to work in the corporate world. And that's how I ventured into that space as well. Yeah.
So after years in the corporate world, you then took the leap and started your own business. And you started a bespoke, I've never heard the word bespoke put in the same sentence as VIP and concierge. How did you come up with that combination of services?
Well, VIP South Africa is a lifestyle, like you said, lifestyle luxury and life management company offering bespoke services. It's basically tailoring travel packages that for high-end clientele.
Yeah.
But we also do clientele that's that enjoys travel and luxury.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And who's your target market, and how do you particularly attract them? Are they both local and international?
Both local and international. How I started the company was through having friends call me and say, Joyce, where do I go to Cape Town? Where do I stay? And I had so many requests like this, and I found myself doing a lot of research into obviously finding these places of where to go to, and I built a network, a database with the service providers, and I then put that together. Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. But so the luxury space though is so daunting and so intimidating for anyone, I think. I think people don't necessarily wake up and feel luxurious. I mean, they have to create those environments. How much goes for you into creating that environment where people kind of feel that the space is opulent and there's so much luxury to be enjoyed?
Well, first of all, I actually have a passion for this as well. So when I do create events, whether it's a yacht event, or, depending on the client, I put 100% effort into what you want me to provide and execute.
Yeah. So just starting out a company like this must take a lot of capital. And funding from government is a tough process, because there's so many companies that are coming up and so many people wanting funding, and also the economy is always ebbing and flowing. How did you gather your capital?
Well, surprisingly enough, I've been pleasantly lucky enough to be one of the only black female in the concierge industry. So it's made it much more easier for me to relate with other people as a black person, and it hasn't been as challenging as one would think.
One would think.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I'm sure I'll see you at the upcoming Polo.
Definitely next week. Thank you.
Some great events out there. It's so cool to be celebrating entrepreneurship. So on our Facebook page at the moment, if you guys have gone to go and check it out already, we're asking you the question, do you think men are given preference when it comes to developing and encouraging entrepreneurial skills? And your options are yes, I think so, no, it's fair, and I'd have to research that answer. So it seems like 64% of you are already suggesting that yes, it is unequal, and that men are given preference, and 9% are saying no, it's fair so far, and 20% are saying I'd have to do some research. So if you haven't yet added your thoughts to that, we'll be revealing the end results of that poll towards the end of Afternoon Express today. Now listen, if you feel like it's been a really long week and all you need right now is a glass of wine, we have the perfect lady to encourage you after these. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3 and celebrating entrepreneurship.
Absolutely, and we're joined now by wine entrepreneur Nondumiso Bikashe. She is the founder of a brand called Sesfikile Wine, and as a female in a male-dominated industry, she's had a tough road to get to her business off the ground. And on top of that, she started off as a school teacher.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Miss Bikashe.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
So you've been in teaching for a while, and in fact, you still teach on the side. So when did this idea of entering the wine industry come about? It's such a cutthroat industry.
It is, but if I can quote our tagline, South Africa is alive with possibilities. So I taught for 11 years in Khayelitsha. After 1994, when opportunities began opening up for black people in South Africa. So I felt that I've done my part as far as the classroom was concerned. So I wanted to do something else, something less monotonous, something more challenging. So the wine industry was the natural affinity, being born and raised in Gugulethu. So I thought, why not? The Cape Winelands was a stone throw away from where I was born.
I find it so interesting because, I mean, people might say, well, obviously you were a teacher. It's a hard industry, dealing with children your whole life. I'd also turned to wine. But you had you had an interesting upbringing because you actually had quite a negative approach to alcohol because a member of your family was involved with abusing the substance.
Yes, my elder brother used to abuse a certain popular wine brand in the township. And besides that, wine as an alcoholic beverage was not distributed in our communities, other than there were wine brands that were at the bottom of the ladder. So what was a norm was spirits and beer.
And moonshine.
And people who associated themselves with wine were not really, people that you would want to associate yourself with. And yet, the media projected this, positive image about wine. So I wanted to find out why was there this disparity between what the media projected and what was experiencing in my community. So it was curiosity and also the willpower to venture out into something new and different.
And culturally, what is the perception in the community about a woman in wine? I mean, is there not still that kind of utwala, uthengisa utwala, wenza utwala, like what's going on?
There is some misconception exactly about what I do. Like I'm just a distributor of alcohol. I'm just selling wine. Yet, of course, the picture is much bigger than that.
It's a really big shabin then,
and then when people hear that I'm into wine, they think that you're distributing other brands. I'm like, no, I'm actually doing my own brand, which was my brainchild, which was something that I conceptualized within the township. So there's still that going on, but I think it's slowly but steadily subsiding.
I love that. Let's talk about the name. So it is your brand, Sesifikile. We've arrived. We're here. That name for you. Tell us about it.
Is it not dynamic?
Very.
It is beautiful. And you've also come up against a bit of resistance to the name where you've been told that...
I still do.
Tell us about it.
Sesifikile is a Xhosa word which means we have arrived. So it tells a story about us as as a people arriving at a consciousness of being, that we should rise above our differences, let's celebrate our diversity. It also speaks to us as women, venturing to spaces previously reserved for men, business. It was a space that was seen to be for men. We were no channel to caring professions like teaching, social work, nursing, and so on. Sesifikile also speaks to the South African wine industry itself arriving on the global platform. You'll remember before 1994, South Africa was not known as a wine producing country. We are now competing amongst Chile, Argentina, and other very famous wine-producing countries. So Sesifikile speaks to that as well.
So what wines are you making at the moment? And
what grapes? Varietals.
I did my mini research, my mini survey, to see what cultivars were popular. So I have only 3 lines. I'm very focused. So I had 2 reds and 1 white. The 1 white is a Sesifikile Chenin Blanc Roussanne. So you really find Chenin blended with Roussanne. You find it on its own or blended with Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc. And on the red side, it's Shiraz Cinsault, also Cinsault, a very underplayed grape. So I felt instead of blending Shiraz with Cabernet or Merlot, let me take a road less traveled. And then the other red is a Cabernet Merlot brand.
I feel like a glass of wine right now. Kinda. Listen, we're so proud of you on the show. We really, really are. You're one of those women who have said that no matter where I am in the stage of my life, I always want to be growing and bettering myself. You're 46 and have started swimming lessons.
I did. I mean, we do not know our date of death. Why stop? No,
That's
stop
incredible.
now?
I love that.
Yeah, why,
I love that.
why,
Hey!
And what has the learning experience been like? I mean, what kind of like mental barriers have you had to overcome about what swimming feels like or should feel like?
It's a wide sport.
Yeah.
So you can, as a black person, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So I always trying to prove people wrong, especially when people try to make give me limitations or put barriers.
I love that. Don't you just love it? I can't wait to see you at the gym in your cozy, swimming those legs. Let's have a swimming date.
We have a date.
We're loving celebrating entrepreneurship on the show today. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, please do send them to us. #Afternoon Express. Celebrate these amazing guests we've got on the show with us today. Coming up after the break, we make a really cool, nifty water-saving device that you can quickly put together using common household items. Plus, you've got a straw and a water bottle. It's pretty cool. I've never seen it made before. I've seen a lot of the press. This is something so new and exciting. Plus, we catch up with hip-hop artist Proverb, who has lent his hand to Clover's Crush Goodness campaign.
Next week on Tropica Island of Treasure, Maldives. The new teams are put to the test and are thrown into the deep end as they balance, build and swim with the sharks to try and win the first smooth bounty of the season.
I don't want to drown again.
I need you here because you need to verify if what I'm saying is right.
Whatever happens, we have to get it.
Cheating, huh? A horrible moment for us.
Don't do that, you're moving it.
Don't miss Tropica Island of Treasure, Maldives next week, Monday at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
hydrated is vital for good health. Pure Life Mineral Water, made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. So as you know, the rest of the country is sitting in a drought scenario, and we're all learning really cool hacks and tricks on how to save water. And I'm not sure if many of you out there have seen the water bottle tap circulating around social media. It literally is the most amazing thing and saves a huge amount of water in perhaps your household. I'm talking like maybe in the bathroom to wash your hands, whether it means brushing your teeth, washing your dishes, rinsing your fruit and veg. The list literally goes on. You can use this device anywhere. So I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to make, and this blew some of our crew members away. They were like, wow, science.
Tell the truth, you were also pretty impressed.
No.
No, not at all? Okay,
I did
cool.
science at school.
So literally...
Physical and natural science.
Oh my word. The mission is to slow the flow, and we've done that. So let me first show you how it actually works. It's pretty cool. You loosen the lid on top.
To allow some air to go through.
And then it starts... Look at that. Oh, amazing. And you put the lid back on, creates a bit of a vacuum, done, and it seals up again. How cool is that?
Crazy. So the idea is really here that if you can create air flow through the one side, obviously then it'll come out the other side, allow the pressure differentials. But if you don't, then it won't. So, so once you close it up, it's got a vacuum in there and the water won't come out.
You've got it, right. So Dan, I need your help. I'm busy heating up a little metal pokey thing. Yeah,
I don't have any zits for you to pop, so I don't know what you are disinfecting that for.
Fine. Okay, you gotta heat it up. You got my bottle ready there?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna make a little hole in the bottom. Just like that.
Oh, just no one saw that. No one got to see it. Do it again. Just pretend.
Make another hole. Okay, let's go. Ready?
Go. Yes, I'm ready. And there we go. In it goes. Cool.
Got it.
See that little hole there?
That's all you need. Don't make a hole that's too big, okay? Because you need to fit your straw through that hole. Ready? You can do this.
I can put the straw. So this can go in here. Oh no, it won't fit.
Wanna make it a little bigger for you?
Wait, no, I can just fold this in half, right?
Can you?
Yeah, like this.
Okay, I'll come up with plan B for just in case. So it's quite cool because I think the parent's job is to make the hole. Dan, let's make that hole a little bigger.
Yeah, really. Mine doesn't really work very well.
Ready? Let's do it again.
Make the circle bigger.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. So I'll be the adult. This is the adult part, okay? I'm gonna make the hole. Like that. Cool. There we go. Kid, do your part.
Now I can be the child and put my straw inside, so that makes sense. Now, obviously, remember, guys, if you are playing with this at home, just make sure that your parents make, obviously, using the heat guns and things. There are better ways to do it. You can just sort of stab it without having to use any heat. But please, kids, don't let yourself do this by yourself. Let your parents help you.
Cool. So now we're gonna...
We don't need
I need your help. I need your help.
Two of us to do this.
I need your help. There we go. Now we're gonna seal it up so there's no air getting in there, and we've sealed so no water will come out as well.
Okay.
Literally cool. Fill it up with water.
So you know you go to school, if you guys like take those like all those notices that pop up, just steal like one of the corner bits of the...
We don't promote stealing.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Okay, cool. So what you're gonna do then is I put a little kinky straw in there so you can kind of make a little nozzle and aim it everywhere. And it's so great because now we're gonna wash our vegetables. We are doing this in the loft, washing our vegetables and actually controlling how much water we're using.
We're slowing the flow. That's really awesome. So I can just kind of rinse my hands there for a little bit as well.
Well done.
And then obviously once you've rinsed your vegetables in this bowl, use that water wisely, especially afterwards, all right? What a cool tip and trick. If you've got some crazy cool ideas that you've seen on the internet, please share them to us. Share them with us. Hashtag Afternoon Express. If you have English lessons for me, please share those with me as well. You see, that wasn't hard at all. Honestly, creating this was so simple. There's no reason why we all shouldn't be able to do this in our own households. Now, if you've got any ingenious water-saving hacks like I mentioned, then please head over to our social media pages and share them with us.
Well done, Dan and Clem. You deserve the internet. If we start our day with one good deed, it has the power to transform someone else's day. Not too long ago, it was uncommon for hip-hop artists to be associated with the word goodness. However, times have changed and South African personalities are lending their voices and hands to a campaign that's spreading goodness among learners in South Africa. And one of them is a hip-hop artist with a heart of gold. It's Proverb. As part of the Crush Goodness campaign, the Clover Crush Goodness crew is making their way to 12 schools across 5 provinces. And musician and television executive Proverb is part of the team.
You never know who's going to listen to your material. You know, I'm a parent. My kids are going to listen to my material. My parents are going to listen to this material. Look at these school kids. If I was to do one of my songs, they are going to hear it. So I always ask myself, what is it that I'm trying to impart? So I choose to build with my music rather than destroy. I subscribe to what they aim to achieve, which is to spread goodness, but also to try and inculcate that habit of spreading goodness. It's pivotal, you know, to these kids. Remember, a lot of them have to walk from school and to school as well. It's also about self-esteem and just being adequately prepared. And for me, school shoes is one of the very bare minimums and basics of preparing somebody to come and receive education. So I think, again, awesome initiative which I proudly endorse and happy to be a part of.
In partnership with Smart Steps by Novita, 10,000 pairs of school shoes are being handed to learners that will not only protect their feet, but also boost their self-confidence.
I used to go to school barefooted. I only started wearing shoes when I'm at high school. So just imagine now a learner for these days coming to school without shoes. It's so painful. Just imagine you coming to school without shoes. Your mind will be divided. You can't concentrate because some of the learners will laugh at you because you don't have shoes. But now all learners will be having new shoes. So we are so excited to receive these shoes because each and every learner from today will having a brand new school shoes. When they come to school, they will be proud and they will concentrate in their studies because they will be in a full school uniform.
Clover Crush knows that a little goodness goes a long way, and this is also an ethos Proverb has carried throughout his career, making a collaboration an easy decision.
He speaks positivity, he's a family man, he's always dedicated to everything that he puts his mind to, and we wanted him to be part of the campaign because of what he stands for. We didn't want the campaign to exclude anyone, so we went in with the mindset that we're going to help each and every student with a brand new pair of school shoes. School pair of shoes might not mean a lot, but to these kids that we've seen and to these teachers that within the schools that we've visited, it's meant everything, and that's what we wanted to do as a brand.
I got the new school shoes. I'm excited because of my shoes were broken and I didn't want to advertise them.
Seeing Proverbs in life was very amazing and inspiration. A message that he told us is when you work hard, you can get success in life. He comes from a small village, but look at him now. He owns companies, he's famous, he's great, and I want to be like him.
I share my goodness at school and I listen to the teacher. I don't want to be horrible to other kids or other teachers.
The experience was incredible. You know, the kids were very warm, very receptive. And I think the message came through. I also try to make it very simple and ultimately just drive the message of you can be whatever you want to be in this world. The world, honestly, is your oyster. But also to try and impart, you know, the core message of the initiative, which is let's be good to each other. You know, so I encourage us all to just be nicer people, just to spread a little more goodness. We could all use some.
Goodness can uplift entire communities, and with their new school shoes, these young learners are taking their first steps towards a brighter tomorrow.
It's a Friday today on Afternoon Express, and we're gearing up for the weekend by giving you all of the proudly South African feels with the latest in online trends and news. It's called our Online Express.
As with any major event, I beg your pardon, social media always finds time to surprise us with the best memes. And last week's swearing in of our new president was no different. Facebook user Reynard Tureen shared this hilarious photo of a civilian looking rather smitten with Cyril Ramaphosa.
Was he saying, oh?
Absolutely. He captioned it, "Get you a man that looks at you the way this oom looks at Cyril."
Oh, he's standing in the background there, just staring at him so lovingly.
That oom is so in love, hey?
Oh, I just can't believe
Look at our Cyril.
Yeah.
He's going to save our rand.
Oh, Cyril. Love it. Now, President Ramaphosa also took part in creating social media trends himself while walking from Gugulethu to Athlone, saying, "I want my tummy to fall. So I'm going to continue to do this walking here." The hashtag eventually tummy must fall then hit the streets of Twitter, and everybody took to that whole tweet scene. It was hilarious. And Arthur Salomane shared his picture reading, "Ramaphosa be like, where's your tummy, boy?" Hey? Tommy did fall in 2017,
You know, and
but
I
rose
did actually
again.
get an invitation to walk with him, and I thought, sounds nice. I'll check in the morning. And at that time in the morning, I was like, next time.
My nap is more
Yeah.
important. I feel ya.
So while in South Africa last week for the premiere of Black Panther, actress Lupita Nyong'o has since said that she had to learn how to pronounce some Xhosa words properly for her role in the film. Lupita will also apparently be adapting Born a Crime, Trevor Noah's life
Indeed.
story,
She's
into
playing
a
Trevor's
film.
mom,
and she's
she
going to be
looks
playing
so
his mom.
Beautiful and young. This photo obviously trended on Twitter not so long ago, and
Yes, it
Instagram.
did.
He posted it, she posted it,
Yeah.
everyone was going crazy
Lovely
about it.
sheen on Trevor's jacket
I
there.
know. MJ, channeling is in the MJ.
Yeah, absolutely.
Feeling
But
it.
it's great news. I'm sure it's going to make a remarkable story.
Indeed. More and more South African talents are going international, and the gorgeous Nandi Madida is no different. So the TV host turned fashion designer first gave us a glimpse of her clothing line while attending the 2016 BET Awards in Los Angeles, and has now officially showed her amazing collection on the runways of New York Fashion Week. It was absolutely epic to see her
That's beautiful.
showcasing. How incredible.
No, it's absolutely beautiful.
That was just the 2016
It's got a body to
BETs.
die for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Definitely.
word.
So to catch more behind the scenes details and the looks from Nandi's show, tune into Top Billing on SABC3 as our very own Jeannie D was there covering all the gorgeous fashions of Nandi's big moment. We've still got that live performance from Urban Village coming up after the break, so do not go away. This week, feel the goodness on Afternoon Express with Clover Crush. It's often the little things that have the biggest impact, and Clover Crush is spreading goodness by donating school shoes to 10,000 learners across South Africa in partnership with Smart Steps Shoes. Discover some of the beneficiary schools and meet the famous faces who'll be spreading positivity with Clover Crush. Watch Afternoon Express weekdays at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Can I please have more of the monitor? Ba la 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 la. Ba la 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 la. Ba la 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 la. Ba la 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 la. Ba la 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 la. Ba la
A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3 and we're very excited. It's a Friday, which means it's time for the weekend. And these legends join us in the loft today. And they've got some really cool sounds. They're folk, rock, funk, traditional African, everything put into one. They're called Urban Village and they've got a brand new song for us today to share, to get us into the mood for the coming weekend. It's called Sagi Sizwe. Take it away, dudes.
Take me by the hand and lead me down the road. A road to a place where every soul is one. Sakuba pambi ingu sakisis ingu sakisis sibambisene sakisis dance around the fire. The men echo a chanting rhythm. Oh,
Gents, come on over this side. All right, what a cool show we had today.
Gentlemen.
It was really, really cool to have such great artists on the show today. Celebrating entrepreneurship. If you are young and you're a female and you want to be breaking into this world of business, now is your time to shine. There's so many opportunities for you. Everyone is rooting for you. Obviously, there's the whole poll we're running on our Facebook page and on Twitter at the moment as well, asking about the discrepancies between men and women when it comes to availabilities for entrepreneurship. So I'll reveal those results for you in just a bit on the show.
And what do you think contributes to that?
Patriarchy, history, I think just a general understanding of our own sort of cultural backgrounds where we sort of grew up. I think that's a big part of it. Trying to undo all of that is really difficult.
Yeah. And also the older you get, you realize that culture is more able to shape opinion than nature is.
Indeed.
So people feel safer believing the cultural misnomers that they always held on to.
We don't want to live in a world of uncertainty, Everything must be by the rules. Yeah. And it seems like the rest of you at home agree with us. We asked you, do you think men are given preference when it comes to developing and encouraging entrepreneurial skills? And yes, I think so was the majority at 63%. No, it's fair, still 11%. So I find that number interesting, that 11% of people still feel like that.
Well, it's obviously a group of men in the corner going, no, it's not true, just work harder.
Yeah, stop complaining, come on, make your own solutions. And then I'd have to research, or 26%. So it's good to know that you're at least honest with us on that note there too. So, saying I've got to do some more information research to find out are there discrepancies or not.
Absolutely. Wow, what great music. And that brings me to the question, what are you planning this weekend?
So this weekend I've actually got, I'm doing a talk tomorrow for a couple of youth, a whole bunch of youth from the Western Cape are getting together to learn more about Jesus, which is going to be awesome. So we're going to do a cool youth conference then. And then on Sunday I'm meant to be shooting for Afternoon Express. We're going to do some fun stuff with a really cool project for, I can't really say too much just yet, but it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that Afternoon Express and the crew are doing to renovate some place that really needs it a lot. So
yeah, that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing how that goes. I'll be studying this weekend. So
oh gosh, assignments to hand in, girl.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
This is it.
So make sure you join us again on Monday when we sit down with veteran actress Connie Chume, who had a role in the blockbuster hit Black Panther.
It's going to be an epic show. We'll catch you next week. Have a brilliant, brilliant weekend. We love you lots, and thanks for being part of Afternoon Express today. Don't do anything we wouldn't do, all right? Good night and happy eating. Bye.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.